Okay, we are recording. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to get on Above His Pay Grade. Welcome to those who are already in the business, but especially to those who aren't in the business. I know that it takes some courage to get on Zoom and hang out with a bunch of strangers. This is the first kickoff for April for Above His Pay Grade, and I'm really excited that Katie Garling is going to be the first one to kick it off. I will introduce her in a little bit. But a little background on this. This series was created by 4 separate teams in the Juice Plus company who we are all primarily military teams. If you're not in the business, it's called Sidelines, which basically there's no competition in this business. We have this tagline that's one team, one mission, and it absolutely is. So we created this because we're in a unique situation as a military. We move a lot. My husband and I have moved 8 times in 6 years, but there's also a whole lot of sacrifice that happens. And unfortunately, Katie has experienced the biggest sacrifice. But amongst that, we've all experienced losing time, having to give up our careers, missing milestones. So when the 4 of us got together to talk about this series, we learned that this company had taught us how to dream big, and that there can be more than what life is and what we've experienced. And this business has given us a lot of opportunities. But when our husbands are ready to call it quits, or wives, they're either way, however your family goes, we're excited that this business can offer you not just not just a great income, but also time freedom, so you can have more time with your family. So if you're new, if you've never been in the business before, I want to let you know that you're here because somebody actually really loves you. Our business is 90% customer base, 10% team. So we're not all about recruiting constantly. They chose you for a reason. So whether this may feel a little unsteady and you're a little unsure at first, I just want you to have an open mind and just see what there is to see. What I'm going to go over first is the perfect business before we introduce Katie. And the perfect business was shared with me by Christine Hancock. I don't know if she's on right now or not, but she's amazing. And it's from the Dow Theory Letters. And what it is basically 12 criteria to think about when you're joining a business, when you could be investing one, or partnering up with someone who already has a business. And what we found is that Juice Plus fits perfectly. First and foremost, we're in over 20 different countries. So if you're in the military, more than likely you've been stationed somewhere overseas, or you know someone who is. And a lot of times when you do move, you can't hold a job. You can't take it with you. And with Juice Plus, you can. And there's no territories. We have a product that every single person on this earth needs. I'm a vegan, and you would think that I would say, no, I don't eat fruits and vegetables. I already eat enough. Well, there's no such thing as enough. And the most important thing you can do is get more fruits and vegetables into the bodies as soon as possible, which means it's safe for everyone. Amy Meyer says that it's great womb to tomb. The quality of our food is decreasing. Toxicity is on the rise. And fruits and vegetables help prevent disease. I lost my dad when he was 60 years old. I am absolutely on a mission to get these capsules in bellies. What I love is that this can't be copied. You're going to find a lot of copycats out there that claim they're like Juice Plus, but they're not. This is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. That means that our products are actually being tested on human blood. Blood doesn't lie. And right now it says we have over 30 gold standard studies, but in a few years, we're going to be able to say we have over 40. We have 23 years on the market. No one can touch us. Our virtual franchise works like this. Juice Plus, the company, the corporate, manufactures our product. They ship for you, they bill your customer, and they pay you and your team. You are simply a glorified storyteller. All right? Low overhead. I've done this business in the car wash before. You need no retail space to do this. You don't have to have a large inventory. You're a product of the product. You eat what you like with Juice Plus, and then you spread it to the world. We have no high-priced employees. You get paid based upon your performance and the efforts that you put in. You don't have to spend any money on advertising, although corporate provides amazing marketing material for us to use. One including videos from doctors, not just people saying that Juice Plus did great things for their body, but we're based on research. And like I said, you can do your business from anywhere. The investment is so small. Honestly, I wish it was more. $50 a year, there is absolutely no risk. Sure, there's other small, minimal admin fees that we have to pay throughout the year, but you are operating your business. When you pay $50, you're opening up your own storefront, essentially. And when we say, if you can't afford this business, you need this business, it is so incredibly true. Now, the cash billings and minimal regulations, I honestly don't think as reps we really have to even worry about this. This is something that corporate would deal with. They're the ones that take on the big complex things, including regulations and strictures, especially when it comes to different countries. But what we do have is a simple, tried and proven system. The hardest part is making sure that you don't reinvent the wheel. So it really, really works as long as you stay in close contact with your team and your upline and your sidelines, and you really have a strong why. You can do this business. This is portable. Like I said, we've moved 8 times in 6 years. You can do this business anywhere. And the benefits of being in the military and moving so much is that we get to extend our network everywhere. And our military needs Juice Plus probably more than any organization, in my opinion. This also feeds your intellectual needs. I have seen myself grow so much. When I look back at the day that I decided to be a distributor and where I'm at now, I'm a whole new person, and I get to witness that with my team as well. They say that Juice Plus, the virtual franchise, is a course in personal development cleverly disguised as a business. It totally is. You get way more out of it than you've ever imagined, and you get to grow as a leader and develop new skill sets. I never have ever experienced any of these skill sets before when it was in school or in all my other careers, and when I was a personal business owner before this even. This company has given me way more. And what I love most is the time freedom that it's given me. I get to be my own boss. I make my own hours. And when we move, I don't have to worry about finding another job. I get to start back up when we're organized in a new house and ready. And we get to build our business on a part-time basis. Moms are the highest income earners in this business. And how many moms whose husbands are in the military aren't working because they have a family to take care of? Well, now they can also get a little piece of their own business. And the potential is huge. Your income is not limited by your output. If you work hard, and I'm talking hard, you can compress a lifetime's worth of work in 3 to 5 years. But you can also, like I said, make this happen in stolen moments. And you get to earn what you feel is your worth. And the more you go into this business, the more your worth for yourself rises. So one of the people that I've gotten to see grow significantly is Katie Garling. The first time I met her, we were at a military function that neither of us wanted to go to. And I ended up meeting no one else because all I wanted to do was talk to this adorable little redhead. So it was really, really fun to get to know her. And then I got to meet her fiance at the time, Mike. And he was just like the perfect package. These two were the couple that you want to hang out with. They had a dog. We had a dog. It was a really, really good time. And I remember my husband threw me a surprise birthday party. And there was 35 people packed into our tiny little loft apartment. And I looked around and I saw no redhead and no bald guy. And I immediately turned to him and I was like, where's Katie and Mike? Did you totally drop the ball or what? But they came later. But that's how much they mean to me. So deep breath here. I got a call from her that he was missing. And turned out he never came back. So we got to be with Katie for 30 days, almost, after she lost Mike. And I didn't have to ask anyone for time off. Juice Plus just allowed that. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so emotional, but as military spouses, we have to prepare for our husband's funeral every time they deploy. I never wanted my friend to do that, but I'm so thankful that this business allowed me to be with her. And I'm so thankful that during this entire time, she was able to have fruits and vegetables in her belly because she endured so much, you guys. So Katie Garling's going to tell the rest of the story, thank God. Go ahead, lady.
Hi, everyone. Aloha from Hawaii. I was really excited when Christy asked me to do this, but I was also like, well, why does anybody really want to hear from me also at the same time? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
um, you know, what Christy said, she left out a little bit of background information. Prior to like even getting, interested in Juice Plus, it was all because of her and Patton. And, they had invited us over to their house one night, and I was a recruiter at this time. I'd been a corporate recruiter for like 11 years. And they invited us over one night after we had met them and showed us this video called Bridging the Gap. And I was like, what is this party that we're going to? But I like Christy and Patton, so we're going to go. And hopefully we can like go out afterwards for some drinks and get the dogs together, because our dogs were really good friends and liked hanging out. And I don't know, it made sense to us once we saw the video. And it was actually Mike who was most interested in getting on Juice Plus. And I was like, well, this is great, because your 4 food groups right now are beer, chicken wings, cheese, and burgers and fries. So let's get some good nutrition into your body and into my body and just see what happens. So we started taking it in September of 2013. And by, I don't know, January or February, I finally decided to, become a distributor with Juice Plus, because I had tried it and I loved it. I mean, immediately I started to see results within my own health just from taking Juice Plus. And it made sense. It's not juicing, it's just fruits and vegetables in a capsule to help bridge that gap of what we should be eating versus what we are eating. I mean, like Christy said, it's almost impossible to get that many fruits and vegetables into your system on a daily basis, because food is so depleted from the nutrition. So I completely believe in all of that. So I'd been referring people to her, and she was like, Katie, just sign up and pay the distributor fee, and let's get you.
Let me think about that.
Sorry. My phone is like freaking out. It's kind of weird.
Sherry wants to think about Juice Plus.
That was really weird. Lost my train of thought. But
you were sending people to me, and I told you to join.
Yes. I was sending people to you, and you just, said, Katie, why are you doing this? Just pay the distributor fee. So I did. And one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I mean, at this time I was still, doing my corporate recruiter job. We were living in Kansas at the time while Mike was going to CGSC. I was able to work from home. So I really had the perfect setup. We were planning our wedding, at the time. And I don't know. I just kind of did it as a hobby at that time, and, made a little bit of extra money on the side. Fast forward a little bit. It was right before we got married in June of 2014. And we put a lot on our plate right before getting married. We were moving from Kansas to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where he was going to go take over a unit out there. And so we were moving, and then our little beagle, Stevie, who was like our first child, she started to not do so well. She started to go paralyzed right before our wedding, and she was like our child. So we had surgery done on her to try to make her walk again, try to fix her spine, see what was going on there. After her surgery, she couldn't walk at all. So we basically had to take care of her. She was like an invalid little dog. We had to do a lot to take care of her. This was, again, right before all of the wedding, right before moving. It was just a really, really hectic time in general. And still, I stayed healthy, and I attribute that to only because of the fact that I was taking Juice Plus, because I can't imagine what else would, keep me that healthy with the amount of stress that I was under at that time. And, we got married. It was amazing. We moved to Fort Leonard Wood. Stevie was starting to get better, and then all of a sudden she started to just decline again. She had started to walk a little bit, but then all of a sudden it just kind of went downhill again, and we had to take her to another neurosurgeon, and they were like, we can't fix her. And, if we do, her quality of life is going to be extremely poor. And so, we made the decision at that time that we were going to put her to sleep, which was really a really terrible, hard decision to make. And I remember thinking that was the worst day in my life when we had to say goodbye to her. And I miss her every day. I know to some people it might seem silly because she was just a dog, but she was like my first child. And I thought that was the worst day of my life. And it turns out I was wrong, because 2 days later, Mike and I were just upset about Stevie, and we were going to go away for the weekend. None of our furniture had arrived into Missouri yet. It was supposed to be delivered on Monday, and this was Friday. And we're like, let's go to St. Louis for the weekend and just get away. And we both rode motorcycles. I had my own motorcycle. Mike had a motorcycle. I usually rode with him. I was going to ride with him that day. We were going to go just for an hour. We were just going to go, go ride. And at the last minute, I was like, I have too much work to do, we'll go to St. Louis when you come back. And he didn't come back. I, had to file a missing persons report. It was hours later that, he didn't return. And finally, I had been calling police departments, and finally somebody said, what you need to do is file a missing persons report. And within 15 minutes of filing the missing persons report, 2 highway patrolmen showed up at my door, and I thought that, they're here to finish taking a police report. But that was not the case, and you never want to have 2 police officers show up at your door like that, because it's not good. They asked me to sit down, and then they told me, what had happened. And it was such a shock that, I was like, no, I think you have, the wrong, there's no way. Like, in my eyes, my husband was invincible. So, and they said, no, this is what we found in his wallet and stuff like that. And basically somebody was not paying attention when he was out on his motorcycle and caused him to have an accident. So, I had just moved to Fort Leonard Wood. I knew nobody. I had no one that could come immediately to come be with me. Christy and Patton, though. Christy was in Michigan. Patton still happened to be up in Kansas City. And Patton was like the first person to be able to get to me. I mean, that's how amazing they were. He would immediately just came down and jumped in and helped start doing things, because I couldn't do anything. I was still just in such shock that I really had no idea what was going on. I remember when we were flying to New York for the funeral services, I just wanted that plane to crash so badly, because then I wouldn't have to deal with life, and I wouldn't have to deal with, having suicide on my hands, basically. But that is how much I really just didn't want to be around at this point, because I lost my dog, I lost my husband, I lost my life that I thought I was going to have. Everything changed for me, and it was a lot to deal with, and it's still a lot to deal with. But one of the main constants in my life has been continuing to take Juice Plus, and it's really helped my immune system. During that time, I drank a lot of wine, I ate pizza, and just didn't, I didn't eat a lot. And when I did, it wasn't very healthy, but I was still taking Juice Plus. So, I still attribute that to continuing to not go totally off the rails. I didn't get sick. It was over a year and a half after Mike passed away before I ever got any type of sickness. And that's saying a lot, because I used to get sick 2 or 3 times a year. So Juice Plus is really the only thing that I was taking that would make any type of difference. And I just attribute it because, it was making my immune system so strong, even though it was being attacked by stress. So that just kind of reaffirmed to me why I'm in the Juice Plus business, because it helps spread, awareness to other people that the food we're eating and the quality of our food, it's not good. And if I can make a difference in people's lives by introducing them to Juice Plus, then, that makes a big difference to me. It kind of gave me purpose. And, I moved out to Hawaii after that happened, because I just needed to get away. I needed somewhere peaceful. I needed somewhere where I could think about what the hell had just happened to my life. Like, how was I going to get back, in my head? I had to figure life out, and this was a good place to come do it. And I just decided that, when you go through something like this, you have two paths that you can choose. You can choose a light path and make something of your life, or you can choose the dark path. And I asked myself, well, what would Mike want me to do? How can I best honor him? How can I honor his memory and what we had? And man, I can tell you what, if I would have ruined my life, and people probably would have understood if I would have taken that dark path, but if I would have done that, I know he would be so disappointed in me. And he'd be like, really, Katie, get it together, be the strong person that I know you can be, and get it together. So I decided to take that light path, and I've not really turned back after that. I do truly feel that happiness is a choice that you make every day, and I'll continue to make that choice. Sometimes I have to make it every hour. It doesn't come easy to me all of the time. I know some people think that I just seem happy all the time, but it's because if I don't continue to stay positive, and if I don't continue to see the good and see the light in things, this world is so dark that, I just don't want to be in that place. I don't want to be that person. So, again, part of my thoughts were, how can I make something positive out of this situation? I decided to go to yoga school to become a yoga teacher, because yoga had helped me so much when I was going through everything after I moved out to Hawaii. And a big part of what I want to do is help people get better. If I can make an impact on them in some way, whether it be through yoga or Juice Plus or both, then that is something that I really, I value that. And, for a long time, Juice Plus was just my hobby, but now it's something that I really do want to make into more of a business. And I'm slowly, getting to that point, and, growing my team and spreading, news about health and wellness. And I mean, one of the things that I've recently learned, Dr. Sears, who is one of the most amazing pediatricians in the entire world, is tied to Juice Plus. And I saw him give a lecture a couple weeks ago. And he said heart disease is no longer the main cause of, or the main sickness in the US or in the world. And it's brain disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, all of those things. But what's interesting is those are the most preventable things if you take care of yourself and if you're putting good food and nutrition into your bodies. And I know there are a lot of weight loss programs out there and a lot of supplements, but they're chemicals. They're not, things you really should be putting into your body. Whereas with Juice Plus, it's just fruits and vegetables. And there's just so much scientific research on how fruits and vegetables can impact our brain and our bodies. And I just want to continue to spread that message to people. Even if they don't want to hear it, I'm probably going to tell them about it, because I just think it's so important. It's helped me get through such a tough time when I wasn't eating properly. I still stayed, really strong and really healthy. And it's helped other people that I know that I've recommended to take Juice Plus. My mom has come off of multiple medications just from taking Juice Plus, because her nutrition is just so much better right now. And I don't consider the Juice Plus business selling at all. I consider it just spreading a message and spreading, positivity and just talking to people about it. I'm not selling it. I mean, if you want to buy it, great. But if you don't, at least I'm giving you the information and the tools to be able to make a decision on your own. And that's, just how I look at it. And I know the business isn't for everyone. It's got to be your season. But I truly believe in the path, of the Juice Plus company. And I get to work with my best friends every day. I get to work with Christy all the time. Who wouldn't want to work with her? She's awesome. And I just get to be around like-minded people, positive people. Even over the past few weeks, one of the main things I've taken away from being involved with the Juice Plus business is even people who are in the company who have nothing to benefit from helping me, whether it be sidelines or just people, you know, in other countries or anything like that. They don't have to be directly tied to my team. They want to help. People want to mentor. People want to, you know, help the business as a whole get stronger and spread this message of health to people. And you can't find that in other, you know, businesses. That was part of the reason why I was never interested in doing any type of home-based business, because, you know, it just came with all of these negative connotations, and Juice Plus is none of that. There's, you know, no cattiness, there's, you know, territories, things like that. Like, it's really just a collective group of people who are coming together to spread a message of health. So I'm continually thankful that I decided to do this and to continue to just, you know, make those one simple changes and spread health. So that's where I'm at right now. And I leave you with one thing to think about. I used to say that life is too short, and that you just have to experience everything and do everything. And then I met this woman through my yoga teacher training, and she'd gone through breast cancer and different things like that. And we were talking, and she's like, life's valuable. Life is too valuable. And so I've changed my thinking on that. Life's not too short necessarily, unless you're eating McDonald's every day. Then it might be a little short, but life is valuable. And I've just chosen to take a bad situation and, you know, just really try to come out on the other side of it. So life is valuable. Thank you for listening to my story.
Thank you, Katie. I so appreciate it. And I know everyone on here does. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the recording off so that people can ask you, you know, maybe some personal questions. But I just want to end with this. Number one, how great would it be to have her as your yoga teacher? And number two, you know, Katie kept saying that she didn't want to go to the St. Louis conference because that was the state that she lost Mike. And she was at conference with me in Phoenix, and she's like, I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go. How amazing is that? So look for this amazingly adorable redhead on stage. She will be there at least as a sales coordinator, if not more than that. But thank you so much for sharing your heart. Like, you amaze me. It has been an amazing transformation to watch you go through this entire thing. You are always strong, and just, you blow my mind every single day. So I'm going to stop the recording, and you guys can unmute yourselves if you have questions for Katie.